Hey everyone, I'm here with the seventh person voted out of Survivor NCSU, and I am gonna let her do the honors. How do you pronounce your name?
Ziza. A like UH dash ZEE dash ZUH. Ziza.
Aziza. No, I'm just messing. But how watching the series back, how was it to see like your closest alliance not be able to pronounce your name?
Like the first day I got it, like fair enough. I went my whole life not realizing that my name was hard to pronounce. like I guess I was like in total oblivious, totally oblivious to it. But the second day, like seventh person voted out, sixth person, whatever. I was upset. Quinn said Aziz. That's crazy.
That far to the game, still can't pronounce your name, your closest ally.
I know. And everyone on the other tribe, all the animals could say my name right. Interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You give someone a fake idol and then they mispronounce your name. But no, I wanted to get into this episode because it was a crazy episode, probably one of the craziest tribals that we've seen so far. How crazy was the tribal council in person? Was it as crazy as we saw? Was there things left out? Like talk about how it felt being there.
Yeah, no, it was definitely crazy. Maybe even more crazy because I think a lot of stuff had to be cut out. People were talking for quite a while. Um, I don't remember if like if they showed like Quinn showing the idol to people, which I was kind of upset about. I think they show me like grabbing it from him, because it was definitely a fake, definitely looked like a fake. Like it was like the end of a styrofoam cup, like tied. You know how like they do like those sticks to
Yeah, yeah.
show like the gas lines? It was like ribbon from that, like, and it was in their camp. We didn't realize that, so it's just not something you want to be showing people, especially when I'm saying, "Oh, I have like a super idol." Looks
Mhm.
fake, but it was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like when you like came out with your bluff about the super idol, some of the kind of majority's plans started to change, and then people started to kind of scramble. Were people telling you anything during the tribal council, or like, what was like your perspective of it?
Yeah. So I came up with that plan like literally in line to go to tribal. So I was like, what can I do to destabilize people? like what can I do to shake things up? Because I want to keep my idol, you know what I mean? I want to like because I might be in the hot seat later. So I was like maybe thinking of moves too far in advance and too chaotically. Um, but yeah, nobody talked to me, and I had to play the, like, sort of, "I'm so confident, I don't even need to talk to anyone because I have a super idol, no matter what, I'm safe." I had to, like, really play that off, but I didn't really think about people still voting for me and making me use it. Like, that was not part of the plan. I was
Mhm.
hoping that yeah, so, um, yeah, I was just trying to be as calm as possible, but now looking back at it, I wish I would have thought about the super idol thing like first thing, you know what I mean? And used it to leverage like the girls and just the girls and my OG alliance. I think that would have been way more, you know, useful than whatever I did. um,
Mhm.
but yeah, nobody really talked to me, but I was trying to bluff. But I really should have been talking to the girls, like play up, like, hey, I'm trying to save you, vote Mark or Jacob, or you know what I mean? And maybe thought that out more.
I mean, I really want to talk about it because a lot happened. So you were ultimately voted off with an idol in your pocket after playing one of your two idols last round and not needing it. Like, were you like just in the headspace of like you didn't have to use your idol last round, so you felt safe this round, or did you think that votes were going to you and you just had the numbers, or like what ultimately led you to not play your idol in this tribal council?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, like I know it's not like 30 something days on an island, but it was a lot. And so I think I was just so chaotically like scrambling the entire time that I just wanted to keep it as long as possible. And I remember it was the vote that Jake got out. We're going back to camp and the girls think they think, oh, she doesn't have an idol anymore. Oh wait, I do. And I was so excited to not did not get any votes from them, or the majority alliance really. That I was like, hey, like in line with Anna, like I have an extra idol, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like girls are a go. Because I was sort of using that to gauge where everybody was at. And then like 5 minutes later, Anna pulls me aside and she was like, "We need to flush your idol." And I was like, "Well, it's like you need to do this." And I was like, there wasn't like a conversation. And really, we'd only like me and Anna had maybe said 2 words to each other. So it was like never talking to someone, never talking to someone, them telling you what you need to do. Like it didn't really sit well with me. And like I really like a communication style. Like this is what I think needs to happen. What do you think? This is why. I need that like sort of dialogue. And then there was no dialogue like that. So I was like, it gave me pause to be like, are we actually a go with the girls alliance? Um,
Mhm.
and it seemed like I just don't like being told what to do. You know what I mean? Like kind of stubborn, like, okay, like you think you like can tell me what to do, like I will do the opposite and I will take you out. You know what I mean? So that's sort of what I really misunderstood Anna and I really should have listened to her. I should have played my idol. So she was right all along. And looking back, um, at the episode, like she really was in my corner. I think it was just, it came off um, not in my corner and like as adversaries rather than allies.
Yeah, I mean, in the episodes, I don't think we ever actually see like you and Anna and the other girls like talk explicitly, but there is mention of like a girls' alliance, you plus like the originals, humanities girls. Um, Ultimately, in this tribal council, you guys do end up voting for Anna. Was that just because she told you to play the idol and you didn't trust her, or was that what was the reason for targeting Anna in this round?
Well, I think Sean wanted Anna, and he had more
Mhm,
of an understanding about the animals than I did. Also, there's no 4 seats at Final Tribal. There are 3 seats. You know what I mean? And I remember looking over and them talking like as a group, and I was like, oh, 1, 2, 3, I'm four. Like, oh no, you know what I mean? And you kind of see it in their dialogue in that episode, like, oh, if we have to, like expel Aziza, then that's what we have to do. And you hear Nikki saying like the onion, like the outer circle, you know. So realizing that I was in the outer circle, it kind of made it me very okay with voting Anna. To be fair, I also thought she was doing a lot more than she was to try to get me out. Like I thought she told some people about the idols, but she did not. So that was on me. It was just miscommunication. Also, I think because Survivor and CSU is just so short, like it's like 3 days compared to like a month or something. Um, you really don't have time to talk. Like I'm gonna stick with the people I've known for a day rather than the people I've known for an hour, you know? And I didn't realize how much um that would play into my decision making.
mhm. I mean, yeah, we see kind of going into this after Jake's voted off, the original like 3 STEM tribe people are still kind of on the outs, and it's not until Sean decides to flip that you guys kind of build momentum for that vote. What relationship did you have with Sean at all? Like, did you guys talk before, like in the last round, or like yeah, what relationship do you have with Sean?
So at the beginning, when everyone's like standing in line before the game began, like me, Quinn, and Sean were kind of just vibing and talking, and I was really enjoying our conversation. And also like just our communication styles really meshed. And so I was hoping to work with him, but then he was on the other team. Also, turns out so I'm a graduate student. But in undergrad, I got a classics degree and a computer science degree. So I could have gone either way. Humanities and STEM.
Mhm,
I wish I had a choice. They should have given me a choice. um, but yeah, I wish I would have been on. I think everybody says that the humanities tribe, but oh well. But yeah, I feel like yeah, Sean, I remember just sitting there, like I think they show like us on the lawn chairs, but they don't show how long we just sat there in silence. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And then there was a point where I realized like I need to talk to Sean to get anything done. So that's when we started talking game. And I don't know, I really wish I would have realized there was just so much chaos in that like last hour where I couldn't even like think really. and I was hearing this. Oh, we need to get Jacob. Oh, we need to do this. Oh, we need to do that. And I was like, yeah, I shouldn't have. I should have just talked to Sean and let it be, um, because ultimately, what got me out was um, me flipping, from the girls' line, like whatever was forming, was told to both Jacob and Mark, and I told Jacob, which was my bad because I forgot I voted. I voted for him last tribal, and Sean told Mark, and Mark really wasn't going to go for it. I think if one of us had told one of them, I think it would have been fine. But the fact that both of us told the two separate people, that's when everything started going downhill. Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, yeah, I wanna talk you talked about, like, the original tribe division, STEM versus humanities, and I wanna talk about that because you were on the almost infamous Vega tribe with the STEM people. And I've asked this to the other STEM people who've been voted off, like, what about that tribe do you think made it so, like, for lack of better terms, disastrous, like, very fractured? Like, it seems like you guys just couldn't find your rhythm. So did you think it was because you guys were all STEM majors, or was it just like the combination of personalities? Like, what's your take on that?
I think it was both. I think it was the personalities and also just like I feel like the STEM people were just a lot more individualistic. You know what I mean? Like you can just tell that the humanities tribe cooperated better. Like even if you look back at us like making the flags, like it looks like the Danimals, like someone writes Danimals, and then one person does the initials, and then the other person, it's like definitely taking turns and systematic, and like they're all just vibing. Like there's just animosity from the beginning on the STEM tribe. Like who can we get out? Blah, blah, blah. And it was crazy. Or like, and you can see us when we were trying to do the flag, like everybody's doing their own thing, like all huddled together. I mean, I think that played into challenge dynamics a lot and like who's gonna get who and stuff like that. And just like a really good window into like people's first impressions. Like you never get to hear that when you're living your everyday life and you don't get to see yourself on camera, which is also very eye opening. Like, why did I stand like that? What, like, you know what I mean? Like, what does my face look like when I'm talking to people? I got that. And yeah, I mean, people picked up on those cues and it was just downhill from there. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we kind of saw in the first episode of the season, you were a little bit on the outs. You and Quinn were seen as kind of a pair and kind of more of the quiet people. And then I believe in the introductions, you are a grad student, so you are a little bit older than everyone else. Like, do you think the kind of age difference kind of was one of the reasons that you kind of were on the outs immediately, or talk about like how you kind of try to incorporate yourself with the tribe, like from the start?
Yeah, I definitely felt on the outs for like a bunch of different reasons. um, One, just being the only person, hate to say it, person of color. Um, and then also like one of the only women, and like I hate to be that person, but it did play a role, I think. And yeah, I don't know. And also like people like I'm only I don't know, 19 versus 25, like, I'm old compared to some people. Like, that's a lot of years. And also, like, I don't know what it is maybe about, like, I think in earlier decades, maybe it wouldn't have been that big of a difference, but like our generation, like Generation Z, Alpha, whatever, they have so many more lingo, like they have like and I'm just like trying to catch up, you know what I mean? I feel like like I'm not that old. But I'm like even today I was on TikTok and I was like, what's the cardemic? Like I have no idea what anyone's talking about sometimes. And it was just hard to like break that barrier of like just the rhythm of how people talk. You know what I mean? And so that was very challenging to overcome. Um, yeah, and then just like, yeah, I think also Maggie really, I don't think I didn't like anyone, but it seemed like Maggie really did not like me. Where like she was like, "Oh, Aziza didn't talk at all." I talked to Jameson. I talked to people who I felt comfortable with, and it felt like I was getting the brunt of the ill will for some reason, and I didn't really understand it. And also it was kind of weird. This is like kind of a just I probably shouldn't be talking about it this much, but it was weird to me that she felt that like she had to overcompensate for people who weren't talking. You know what I mean? Like it was just a weird dynamic, and it really could have been simple. Like we could have gotten Quinn out, but I think she just kept she targeted me, and as soon as I heard my name, I was like, get her out. Yeah, it was just a weird first day. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I think
Well,
that
yeah,
really
I think you bring up some good points, like, obviously, like, race, like, your gender, like, Survivor, even, like, college Survivor is a reflection of society as a whole, so I think these are important topics that, we should talk about, so I don't think you should, like, feel any type of way for speaking about it.
yeah. Um yeah, I don't know. And also it was really strange, yeah, just to hear how Maggie felt about me in her final interview and then like, oh, but we should have done a girls alliance. Girl, BFFR. What? Like, so I don't know, but but then I like once Maggie left, sort of felt like more comfortable. And I think that's just my personality in general. Like I do not talk to people unless I've known them for a while. You know what I mean? And then I'm like all the time, talk all the time. But and then I started feeling comfortable once we got Lee out. And another thing, another thing, I think in maybe in the first episode, Maggie's like, "Oh, Aziza and Quinn did not pull their weight." Lee didn't do anything. Lee didn't Lee didn't participate at all in the challenge. You know what I mean? And so it's like this weird ill will for no reason that I feel like I see in my regular life, but it was just interesting to have like a concrete example of it. And I'm not saying like I'm not trying to like I don't know villainize Maggie or whatever. It was just something that I noticed and was kind of disheartening. But then I started feeling good, and then Lee left, and then I was starting to vibe with Ryder, and I sort of felt like, ooh, 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 I'm getting back, I'm getting up there. And then Exile happened, and then that sort of like took me out of the game completely. I was like, all right, whatever. And then I come back in, and yeah, I think by the time that just took me out of the game headspace, and I was just thinking about like the game as a whole, but just my game. And that's like sort of the
Mhm.
mental switch that happened when I went to Exile. That probably wasn't for the best, even though I got two idols. Um, yeah.
I mean, yeah, with all things considered, like after the first foe, it did seem like you found your footing. It seems like you were kind of the one to spearhead the Levo. You were the one in the original episode to throw his name out. And then after that, it did seem like obviously with the swap and everything, you end up getting two idols into the merge, and seems like you get your footing. Something I want to talk about, and then you kind of mention it in your final words in the episode, like your two regrets in the game. One of them we talked about not using the idol, and the second one, that decision when you're sent to Exile Island and then you have to choose someone from the opposite side to go with you. And you end up choosing Quinn, and it seems like both of you kind of have the realization at Exile Island that you kind of screwed yourself in the numbers and kind of made Vega lose your numbers advantage on that tribe. Like, what was your mindset go like when making that decision, and what would you have done differently?
Yeah, I think for that whole challenge, I was not even thinking about the challenge. I'm gonna be honest. I was on autopilot. My eyes were like on that table, looking around. Is anybody seeing me? You know what I mean? Trying to be as stealthy as possible. And so, yeah, we lost. Okay, whatever. Oh, and it's just like people. I don't know if other people felt this, but there was just like such an anxiety. Like once you've been to tribal, not me, not me, not me, to the point where like I forgot I like Ryder should have gone. You know what I mean? I should have been like Ryder because I'm fine. You know what I mean? And I think Lee told us about the merge, so I knew it was going to happen. So, you know what I mean? Like I should have, maybe done that. Or if I went to exile, I should have picked like probably Anna if I'm thinking about this now, so I could pitch the girls alliance to her quietly and be like, you're going to be my point person. And then we'll like sort of talk about it. Like, oh, we don't want to be seen together. Like you'll be my point person. You know what I mean? And then, so I would have taken Anna and then I would have given my next idol, my first idol to Ryder. So the numbers, Vega would not have gone in that double elimination. shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I ended up picking Quinn, and I don't know why. Like, I think my brain was literally just clouded because it's what connections did you make first? You know what I mean? I don't think if I were playing the real Survivor, I would have done that, but it's hard to say. I think, yeah, just the quick turnaround, just attach. You know what I mean? And also, I was like, I was looking at Caleb and Jameson, and I was like, they can handle themselves. I don't know if Quinn can. Like, I want to save Quinn. You know what I mean? Like, who is the most, I hate to say it, vulnerable in this moment? And that's who I went with. I wish, and I think I said like, oh, I can't talk to them. I wish I said I wouldn't have said that. I wish I would have been like point two to get that off of my back. You know, like, oh, I didn't make the decision. My teammates did. Oh, you know what I mean? And then they would have pointed to, and then everything would have been fine. Probably wouldn't have thought to give Ryder the idol, but at least damage minimized. So that's what I should have done.
I mean, yeah, it's
People
like
can't even say
I
my name.
believe I believe the way Ryan presented it, it was like choose someone to be safe for the next 2 tribal councils. So it definitely seemed like your decision was kind of trying to protect an ally to be safe for those 2 tribal councils up until the merge. And it is understandable kind of in the heat of the moment why you would have chosen Quinn. And that's a relationship I did want to ask you about because it seems like off the bat, we talked about a little how you and Quinn were seen as a duo, and then going into the merge, you guys were seen as a close pair as well, and then you kind of use that uh, like super idol as like a like you kind of give him the other half of the super idol. Like talk about your relationship with Quinn and like what made you guys such a close like alliance.
I don't know. I just felt like right off the bat, I just got the sense that Quinn was trustworthy for some reason, maybe because we were matching yellow and yellow. Maybe it's like a lot of my friends like Pokemon, so like maybe I don't know, like positive thoughts about his shirt. I have no idea. Um, but I think, oh my God. Also, I was watching this over, and I think Caleb pulled us aside and we were like, we're the quiet ones. We have to, you know what I mean? And I think that bonded us even more. And then I was like, okay, like I can't trust Caleb because he's like talking to everybody, tells people the plans and stuff, but Quinn doesn't. So I'm a rock with Quinn. And yeah, and then so yeah, I think it just went from there. I just felt like I think if Sean were on my tribe, then it would have been Sean too. I think, but just having that person who can be an ear and tell me what they're thinking and it like trustworthy is something I think you need in the game or is very helpful. Sometimes, maybe not. I don't know because I'm sitting here. But yeah, I think he just ended up being the person that I, could strategize with, and he would be like, "Oh no, that's not a good idea. Oh, this is a good idea." I think I needed that.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I want to bring it back to like your exit this episode. You gave a big exit, probably the biggest one we've seen. And you give kind of a big fu to your tribe, and they give you an applause, and then you kind of like brush them away. Like, talk a little bit about that, and kind of like what led to that reaction, other than obviously being voted out.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really wanted it to work. You know what I mean? And yeah, I don't know. I was just so upset because it was so close. One vote, you know what I mean? And I just wish I wouldn't have just sat there. I wish I would have gone to the girls and been like, super idol, true. Either Jacob, Mark, you pick. You know what I mean? Giving them one, two, three. So they didn't have time to like think about anything else. Quick decision. I wish I would have hit them with that. But it was just like all the frustration I had about like just the anxiety that I was like feeling during that time just came out. You know what I mean? And I was like, ugh, like I would have just wanted everyone to be silent. Honestly, like let me go out. It's you know what I mean? Not like, oh yay, like you. I tried it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I think I was like fine. I was just like, shut up, like you voted for me, like stop. But then I heard Nikki. I love Nikki, but I heard her go Queen. And I don't know why that triggered me. Maybe it was like I don't know what it was. Like oh you like get like losing, but also like cheering. I don't know what it was.
Like
It was like
patronizing almost.
patronizing. Yeah. And I was like, you know what I mean? So It is what it is. I just was very impassioned. Yeah. I wish I wouldn't have done it
Mhm.
again in the interview. I wish I have, but it is what it is.
I mean, I can definitely relate. I mean, playing season 1, we've all seen my exit, so
Yeah.
I can't really be the first one to throw a stone on that. But yeah, I wanna move into kind of the little game I do where just a word association, you give a lot of your opinions to the interview, but just kind of, I'll say a name of people on the merge tribe and, just give me kind of your quick 1 word, 1 sentence kind of first reactions to them.
Okay.
Okay. So the first name is gonna be Jake.
Um, I did not say one word to that man. I do not know that man, but he seems okay.
Uh, Anna.
Anna, I misunderstood her. I wish I hadn't, but yeah.
Lindsay.
I also did not speak. Maybe I spoke 3 words to her, but you know, she seems nice.
Sean.
Um, a straight shooter, honestly, like someone you really want to work with. Yeah.
Caleb.
Sneaky, double teaming. You know what I mean? Like, we'll do anything to win, which is fair.
Mark.
Um, Probably like he was over familiar with me. You know what I mean? Which made me not trust him at all. Um, so just over familiar, not didn't really feel authentic.
Jacob.
Funny. He's really funny. He has a great presence, and a really strong communicator.
Nikki.
Nikki is fantastic. I love her. I think like she really has like a remarkable gift to connect with anyone. You know what I mean? No matter what scenario she's in, she somehow gets people on her side, and I think that's a really great gift to have.
Quinn.
Quinn, I like Quinn. He's nice. He's kind.
Mhm. Well, that was the game. What final reflections do you have about your time on Survivor NCSU?
Um, I was about to say it was really fun, but it was real. There's a lot of anxiety. I'm not even gonna lie. Like the first 2 tribals, you can see me. I was shaking like a leaf. Um, it was really eye opening. I got to like I think the biggest things I just learned a lot of lessons. About the way I present myself and the way I communicate in a group, and what types of communication styles I can like easily communicate with others that I don't sort of take yourself out of like think about other people more and what they want when you're communicating with them. I think was something that I learned. Overall, it was just a really positive experience, though.
Yeah, awesome. Would we ever see you in a future season?
I don't know. I don't know if I can handle it.
Mhm.
Maybe. I don't know. I was like, also people kept being like, "Oh, she's so smart. Oh, she's so smart." BFFR. Be so real right now. So, and people, I feel like people are going to use that again. Oh, she's so smart. We have to get her out. Stop. I'm so dumb. But yeah, it was maybe.
Mhm. I mean, yeah. Well, this has been a very fun interview. Thank you so much for joining me today, Aziza.
Thanks for having me. All right, see ya.
Of course. Thanks.